Hi everyone. I want to present to you tonight about the roadmap of what is actually happening around the AI industry, what I actually call the roadmap. So in terms of how do you survive as we move from chatbots to agentic system. So as I will be talking about your AI survivor kit, if you like it, call it like that, for 2026. Everything you need to become great in AI, especially around in as much as the skill acquisition and um, talent is concerned without the need of bachelor's degree. And so the AI industry, we see the foundational AI concept, the machine learning building blocks. We look at the AI system and the architecture, the Agentics AI, which is a kind of a big thing these days, generative AI, the AI system and its architecture, and some things that you really, really must know, which is very, very important. Those are the thing that we really, really need to talk about. Okay, um, which is something that is very, very key. When we look at the way technology is right now, there is a critical shift why 2026 challenge everything. Between 2023 all the way to 2024, even to early 2025, we see that chatbots, we have the old paradigms, which is with the chatbots, and then system operate within narrow boundaries, requiring constant human directions to a kind of passive and reactives, right? So turning single interactions or require a kind of a constant oversight. But from next year, 2025, 2026, we see there will be what we call new reality, where agentic system, of course, we begin to see some of that lately, they will begin to act. That is, acting autonomously, they plan, execute, and self correct to achieve a particular complex actions or goal. And that's where we're going. And more advanced nature of that is going to happen as we head to 2026. And so we see autonomous agents that plan, execute, self correct to achieve complex goals. And these agentic systems are proactive and autonomous. And in fact, they are multi step workflow executions, very, very complex, right? And it has a contextual memory and self critics. So you can criticize yourself. What am I doing? Is it correct? Like self evaluations. And we see that it's going to increase a high productivity level according to Guidance 2025 report around 3.7 S in terms of the performance. So as we head into 2026 and beyond, you will see complex agentic system. We have different agents that are working. And the World Economic Forum projected that 97 million new roles will emerge, almost ex- exclusively requiring advanced artificial intelligence literacy. And so, and the earning average of around 145,000 to 220,000 per annum. And so it's going to create a lot of job. And so, because of this critical shipment or changes that is happening, there is a need to upgrade your skills. And so, I'm talking about 5 pillars majorly. Probably we can increase the pillars, but 5 major. Number one, I'll be looking at the foundations, understanding the architect, that is the why, the architecture, that is the why. We have the artificial intelligence system mimicking human cognitions or cognitives ability. Number two, we have the machine learning, that is learning from data patterns. That's what we mean by that. Then we have the deep learning, the DL, which has multi layer neural architectures. And then we have the neural network, and that talks about computational brains models. Okay. And so these are where we talk about the foundations. Okay. Foundations, understanding those things. And we'll talk about training, the heavy lifting, which you understand, is that model learn from pattern from massive type of data set, which require who GPUs, clusters, and of course take weeks and cost millions of dollars. Example is the ChatGPT 4. I think it took a lot of money. ChatGPT 4. And then there is another one also, which we call the inference. The inference is the real time, in real time, that is using train models to generate result instantly. Of course, but must be fast in terms of millisecond, efficient and scalable, especially with the GPT responding, for example. And so you can't build a skyscraper on sand. You have to master the hierarchy to avoid the expensive architectural mistake. And so that talks about the foundation. So understanding foundations, the AI foundations, like the artificial intelligence, that means the cognitive systems itself that is mimicking human intelligence, human cognitives, is very important. Understanding uh, machine learning in terms of learning from patterns of data is very important as well. Number two is the deep learning. You must also understand the multi-layer neuron architecture that brings AI stuff together. Then, of course, the neural networks, which has talks about computational um, brain models. All those type of things are very, very important. We also have the machine learning building blocks, which I call the pillar two, machine learning building block, which I call the pillar two. Of course, it is not a magic, it is a mathematics and a matrix, not magic at all. When we talk about the machine learning building blocks, that is just the mathematics and the max and the matrix. The max and the matrix. We talk about the max and the matrix, talking about precisions, and talking about different things. Where you have supervised or learning, you have unsupervised learning and reinforcement. You must understand this very, very well to skate through or to become very key when we talk about AI skills. And so, learning from label data, the model map input to known output and power almost 80% of conventional AI today. In other words, this is called supervised learning. That means where we use a label data, this data is for this data, right? Where you map a picture, a good example, you have a sheep or a goat, and you say, okay, this is a goat, this is a picture of a goat, and you label it that anytime this picture is showing a goat. So it's learning from label data. And so the model map input to known output. And especially about 80% of commercial AI products use supervised learning. The example is fraud detections, spam filter applications that exist in the market today. Then we talk about the unsupervised learning, finding hidden pattern in unlabeled data to discover new neutral grouping without guidance. And that is called supervised learning. An example of this is customer segmentations applications. And so these are very key concepts you must know for you to excel in the AI industry. Number three is there's what we call reinforcement. That is learning through trials and error. And most of the agents, so agents maximize reward and minimize the penalty, that kind of thing. So for instance, we have the robots today, the robotics, and then even like ChatGPT, right? The kind of all those type of things, or the what we call the RLHF, they all use that. And what happened here? There is a matrix evaluations matrix where there is precision. When we talk of precision, is the accuracy of how positive the result is. And then we also do what we call recall, where the coverage of the actual and then the error magnitude. Those are the things that you check. And so in also as part of this matrix, how do I reduce what we call hallucinations, telling lies, or saying something that is not true, or behaving in an uncommon way? Those things you minimize it. These are concepts you must learn if you are going to excel in the AI industry. Another thing, pillar three, it is the generative era, which we call the Gen AI era. So beyond text, multimodal or vision, or there's what we call diffusions and embedding. You need to look beyond that. So beyond just a normal text, you need to now begin to consider multimodal AI, multimodal artificial intelligence. And so the convergence here is that by seamlessly integrating text, images, audio, and video, models precise perceive the word like how to do, analyzing scams while reading history, that kind of thing, or while reading, okay, while reading historical information. You identify things. So, in other words, you must understand beyond you type what is this and AI give you answer to begin to learn what we call diffusion model, multimodal model, vision, embedding. You must have these techniques and these skills to achieve that. Beyond that, there is vision models. Vision models is teaching the machines to see, means you give insight to the data the machine sees, that is evolving from you evolve from detection to deep seeing, understanding the power in terms of, for instance, autonomous vehicles and diagnostics used in the hospital or the autonomous vehicle. So, for instance, you have a Tesla car, right, that you put in self-driving mode. And so the system uses the camera to look at the side of everything. In fact, sometime it pass and check the existing historical information about accident or how the place looks like to perfect the driving. And so it's seen, right? So teaching machines to see is very important. That is what we call vision model. So you need to understand that. Like the multimodal model, you have the GPT-4 version to the 4V, and then the Geminis, right? And then you also have the Vision Transformer as well for, or what we call the VIT, Vision Transformer today as well. Then for diffusion model, here we're looking about clearing the noise. So the tech behind uh, made Johnny and Sora, for instance, They learn to reverse engineer noise into coherence, image, and video, right? So if you see some of them, they are there. Then embedding. Embedding is language into you use mathematical insight or languages and transform words into vectors. Okay, kings and queen are mathematically close, right? And though enabling that semantic type of search, all those things, understanding those things are very, very key point you have to know to excel in artificial intelligence at this time. Another thing is the generative or the agentic AI. The agentic AI is that from tool that answers to tools that act. So as we head into 2026, we see that tool that art will be more than any other thing. And this will be focus point for businesses, for builders. And so here, what we are interested in and what the industry is looking at is planning, memory, and self-critics. So when we talk about planning, we mean that the AI agent does not only react, they decompose complex goals into executable workflow. That means they use a kind of hierarchical breakdowns and dynamic adjustments, or what we call multi-step execution, to be able to to plan, right? Breaking it down into pieces, step by step with a good flow. They begin to use that as well. Then when we talk about the memory, which is a big thing in the industry, and so retaining context across time to build relationship and learn the preference. So there's what we call short time context, long time persistence, and procedural workflow. And so when we talk about memory, the agent or the AI memory, or when building agentic AI, when we talk about memory, we're looking at the short time context to short time to remember, and then the long term persistence to be able to keep those information for a long time. Number three is the procedure of how it works in terms of the workflow. Then the self critics here is agents that evaluate their own work, right? For instance, you use Jericho AI from AVIT from us, or use which there are other agents out there, right, that you can use, or let's say even some part of the Google Gemini. Are agents that are out there acting like a data scientist, or you see those agents and they are so when they produce a result, they check, is this result okay? Can I improve on the result? Thinking more complex issues that sometimes you have to analyze. So agents that evaluate their own work before presenting it to the end user is what people are going to focus on building in 2026. And so, which is going to be doing like a fast checking loop. What I did, is it correct? Checking the tags before the result is declared. It's like a student writing an exam, and then you check you preview your answers. Is it correct? Okay, I didn't answer this correctly. I go back again to answer them. And so self-critics is going to become very key as we head to the agentic world. Not only that, there is what we call validations, and then reductions of hallucination. So there are results and the logic, the perspective, the techniques and methods that were used to a kind of look at that. And so if you look at the market predictions, by 2028, 3% of enterprise software will include agentic AI capability from that will be up from it begins to grow. I mean, very, very fast. So, and when we talk about that, this is what we're looking at. So, if you want to win, you have to move from just using AI tool to become a builder, to understanding the architecture, to understand the flow, understand when do I use what for what do I use, and how do I integrate or build some real world capability into those tools. Okay. Number five, I'll look at the tech stack, the technology stack. Here we consider the architectures, the database, and the frameworks. When we talk about the architecture, for instance, retriever augmented generations solve what we call hallucinations by grounding AI in retrieval fact, inject relevant context from your data into the prompt. And so you have a lot of tools that are out there. Jericho AI, one of the RAG and agent tool we built. Then of course you have AI. Different tools are out there that are feeding information from uh, document that have been curated, particularly to answer specific questions. Okay, and so there are many of that today. Then when it comes to fine tuning or the database, there is what we call the vector database, which does a long term memory. Remember, I talked about long term before, right? Long term memory of an AI. So it store high dimensional embedding, data, and embedding them to enable a kind of a semantic search on the rack. So you have PDF document, you even have video or audio translated, and you have that information. So you go into that information, is use what we call semantics algorithm, and then provide the information. So they are very key. Then the low rank adaptations. So efficiently, that is called the LoRa or the LORL, which is efficiently customized massive model without retaining modified behavior for specific domain. And here it uses adaptable layer. Okay, so the purpose of this is for fine tuning. It helps you to tweaks the model to fit the behavior, specific behavior. So, say for instance, I can go use Llama from Meta or the former name called Facebook Meta. I can use Llama from them. I can use even some ChatGPT or some of the open source model, foundational models. I can fine tune them. That means I can tailor it, the behavior of those model to begin to supply the type of data that I want. And so here use what we call the low rank adaptations, right? To be able to do your fine tuning for effective training and customization. Beyond that too, there is the framework, and which there are many of the frameworks out there today for multi-agent orchestrations. And so the tool to build systems, right? So these multi-agent orchestrations, you have like the Crew AI, you have the Lamb chain, you have different things, and then you can do a lot of orchestration. Even Google Gemini has like the agent guiding area where you can do a lot of orchestration for. So this tool helps you to build systems where specialized agents collaborate, they work together, and then they manage delegations. Because the thing you must understand when we talk about AI agents, these are behaving like a delegate, behaving like human being. You are commanding the computer to behave like a human being, performing functions and tasks on behalf of the human being, the planning, executing them, and all that, right? So when we talk about the multi-agent orchestration, which you must know at too, there are various frameworks out there to use actually. who- They helps developers of AI product to build systems that specialize agents or make agents to collaborate with one another, or using what we call the A to A, which is agent to agent protocols, right? To behave, those are the things we're talking about. And so knowing those tools, they are very important. And then how to manage delegations, the memory, and execution chain. For executions, there is a chain of command um, that actually follow. Now, let's look at what I call the talent checks match. This is a checks, right? And if I'm asking, are you winning or you are losing it? What you must understand is that there is a shift, a major shift from the year before this 2025 going into 2026 and beyond. Everything about how we work will change from face role to become a reshuffle type of scale, right? And it's going to continue to change very fast. So you must really learn. In fact, in the early 2026, there will be called it will take us to what we call the early adapters. That is integrating artificial intelligence into workflows, and this will demand as explode for AI influences. So, for instance, many recruiters are gonna be asking a lot of people for regardless of your role. If you know how to use AI tool, if you know how to the skills of the various AI depending on your on your domain of expertise, wherever you are, right? So lot of things are going to in fact be made compulsory. And so you must begin to think that. And as we head into 2028, there will be an agentic shift. And here AI handle jobs, routine jobs, human move to strategy and oversight. And so things is going to change. Human no longer conduct routine tasks anymore. The agent will perfectly handle those things, but humans will now move to the level of being strategic and then having oversight over it. And as we get into 2030, we will see what we call hybrid teams, where you have artificial intelligence as your team member, or everybody giving their own reporting. In terms of managing AI agent becoming a primary job function, it must be, and we see that. So you must understand that things will begin to go. So in the AI era, your ability to adapt is your greatest strength. So everything will change and they will change very fast. And so as things begin to grow from one level to another, you must begin to think very well, what tool do I need to learn? And that is the type of tool we teach, the building skill, the tool you need to know, the framework you need to know, and all the technology skills you need to know that are very, very practical in industry. That is what we teach in MVIT. And so for those of you that maybe you are in Texas or you are in Louisiana, we have opportunity for there is a program by the U.S. government, of course, managed by state. I mean, state, each state locally. However, we for now we do have approval for Louisiana for Texas, and then we had Louisiana just some couple of days ago. And so, if you are a resident in the state of Texas or you are in Louisiana, you can have access to free training. And if you are in any other state or you may not be qualified or eligible for the WIOA, which we call the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act Program, we also even have flexible type of stuff. I'll be showing you that on the website later. And so we have zero cost training for Texas residents, for people that qualify for this. They cover 100% tuition fee. You have We have available tracks like AI and data engineering, ML ops, and all that, multi-cloud, and different thing, and even AI era cybersecurity. And so, and our one key thing that differentiates us in MVIT is that we have live instructions. Either if you are close to our campus here in Frisco, Texas, you can come to the campus. If you are not close, you can stay anywhere. And in as much you have access to internet and computer, you are able to also connect. We have a couple of cohorts that's already started, and Our cohort starts, we have two cohorts starting every month. First Monday and second Monday of every month, we have a new course. So if you are part of it, we don't wait for many numbers. In fact, even if it is three, we start a course. So that we have one-on-one, because we believe so much in MVIT here that we are AI era ready. Career academy. We train people to work. So we're not training for certificate or something. We train to work. So if you do want, you can easily be part of that. Beyond that, also, we do, like I say, life instructors. Our instructors are veterans of a big tech company like Microsoft, Google, AWS, Nvidia, IBM, and so on and so forth. So if you come, they are able to teach you what you need to do to excel in this era in the tech industry and beyond. And above that, to the real experience we're giving. So it's a hands-on portfolio training setup where you build production grade AI applications. And then of course we have career support. We review your resume. We provide mock interview with some of our hiring managers. And then we support you in searching for jobs as well. And so our goal is that, and what we do is that for our programs, some 12 weeks, 16 weeks, majorly is 24 and 28 weeks for a better understanding, depending on which program you're good for. So for this program, it's free. You don't pay anything to us. The government will take care of that. If you are in the state of Louisiana or Texas, and maybe you are 18 years and above, and you have a high school, you finish from the high school, and then you are unemployed or underemployed, what you are receiving is low, of course you can get approved for this training. And then if you are military, of course a veteran as well, or disabled, you are free to really check up. You don't pay anything. They take care of the bill for you. Then, so the MVIT advantage, like I mentioned, is not just a cost, it's a career launchpad. In fact, we are AI era career academy where we prepare people to learn and go and work. So we have live interactive training, no pre-recorded something. No, it's a live engagement where you have access to the instructor, right? Sometimes we record it, then from what we, and then you can go back to it, but we don't do recording and then you just go and watch video. No, the era now is beyond watching video. You need to be part of the system. And then we have portfolio production, a great portfolio. We build real AI agents, and I'm showing you later. We'll talk of real AI agent, one that we have built before. Let me, at this point, I will finish, then I will share my screen to show you some of those things that were built. Then we do career mentorship, where we guide you directly from from industry, being industry veterans to navigate your getting job. So it's a very key something that you want to be part. And so it's very important for you to therefore understand that you have to follow all of this to win very well in the new year. And so if you do have um, time, you can go to www.learn.mvit.tech to check the course that we have, and then you are ready to move on. Let me now share my screen, and then we can take it from there. Okay, I'll share my entire screen. Okay, so now what I want to do, so this is one of the product that we built. It's called Jericho AI. Sorry, Jericho. Called Jericho AI. So this is an agentic tool, right? That helps uh, uh, people to save on their cloud, right? So we learn by it saves a lot. If you log in, sorry, I already logged in before. If you log in, you are able to save um, on stuff, right? Let me log in. Think Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think okay, I've used this. So if you log in with a new stuff, you will be able to see that. But again, this is one of the product that is built. So it's not something that we are really making noise about. So if you go to MVIT, learn.mvit.tech, you will see various programs. You can explore our programs, and then you will see the programs that best suit you. You can search if you want to search, you can search for cybersecurity. We have this program, and it's called this is apply cybersecurity for AI era, is for security operation, right? Where you respond to incident response and digital forensics. Okay, these are coming program, upcoming start dates. If you are interested in 5th of January, you can quickly sign up. Interested in 12th of January, all like that. So, in fact, every month throughout the year, we have startups. We have a new cohort starting. So here you learn about Storm, you learn about Kali, different type of system. So where you secure the future with artificial intelligence driven cyber security. And then the mode of the training you want, you can pick it there. And then we do Wednesday, Monday to Wednesday, or Saturday to mean Thursday to Saturday. And then if you pick your time, right? We run 9 a.m. to 12:30 US for the morning people. This is Central Time in the US, or afternoon 1:30 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. or even 6:30. These are live sessions. It's not recorded. It's live sessions. Okay. And then for payment too, right? We can pay one time and then we give you discount, or you can flexible payment even up to 36 months. You have 7 months, 12 months, 24 months, and up to 36 months. You can plan to, even when you have graduated, we still working with you so that we make it very, very flexible, right? And then if you are qualified for WLI, you don't need to pay anything, it's zero. All you do is after you have been qualified, you get if WIOL, WIOA verification code, and you use that code to kind of sign on to become part of the listen. Beyond cybersecurity, we do have different stuff. We have the apply AI and ML for business solutions and applications, right? And then we do have the apply ML on cloud platforms, developing, deploying Gen AI and agent. So here we will teach you to use the different cloud platforms, AWS, GCP, Azure. We use the AutoGems, we use the Pincon, we use different, the LangChains, Kubernetes and Docker to be able to do something. So they are all 28 weeks, like you can see. Then, if you want to master multi-cloud for infrastructure and orchestration purposes, we have the apply multi-cloud engineering. And here you will know in depth within the 28 weeks, you know in depth about AWS, about Azure, and GCP to become a professional in this domain. Not learning to pass exam, but you learn to do the work. I mean, to carry out real time project. Beyond that, also we do have this is a 24 weeks program where you unlock the potential of language with advanced NLP. NLP means natural language processing. So this is an applied language, natural language processing, just on 24 weeks program. And then we do have another 28-week programs where you learn how to automate, deploy, and scale with modern DevOps tools and the cloud. So here is a 28-week program for applied clouds and DevOps engineering. All our curriculums and syllabus are designed for make sure that you pass uh, this time, right? So, and then we also have the AI Cloud Foundation, just a kind of a foundational training. And then, of course, I talk about cybersecurity. We do repair, but of course, this program is solely in person, but for this particular program. And then we have the data science, applied data science and engineering, another 28 week program. We have the applied full stack where you learn deep knowledge of Python if you see that part, or C++ or Rush programming. You do that in 24 weeks. And we also have 16 weeks for people that want to have idea about applied genetics and generative AI and its applications. This is just 16 weeks. We have the applied machine learning and deep learning, right? Where you know about the layers, PyTorch, the different type of thing. You master the foundations of AI with machine learning and deep learning, which is very core and deep, right? And then we also have the apply MLOps and all that, which to manage the AI life cycle. So I either want to be a machine ML ops engineer, AI ops engineer, LM ops engineer, depending on what. So here you know how to manage. You learn different tools like the M flow, the Kubeflow, the Airflow, different tools for to be able to deploy and then monitor AI models or applications. And then, of course, we do have design intensive and engaging digital experience. And then, of course, we do have applied prompt engineering for language model. So if you go to this website, you are able to see our programs. They are not for just certificate or anything, but this to give you hands-on. It's a complete hands-on product that you need to do. And so if you want, you can quickly you click on any of the programs. You are able to apply depending on what, and then here you go. You are part of the class, and once the cohort start, you will be there. So we call on everyone to really be part of this. And then, should you have questions, do not hesitate to to let us know. The clock is really ticking, and we really invite you to become part of the stuff. And so please, I encourage everyone to really this thing. Before I round up, I want to quickly share again one of the this thing, right, that your as we go to survive in the AI industry, or as to even keep your job in 2026. Of course, you don't need a bachelor degree, no, but you need everything that you can. In other words, for instance, you have to understand the basic in terms of functional AI concept, right? Where you understand the mimic human intelligence, okay, which is AI mimic human intelligence. You know that very well. And then understanding the machine learning. So you learn the pattern, like I mentioned earlier, you learn data pattern, the pattern from data. You learn it and then you apply. Then the deep learning handles complex data, right? So understanding this is very important. In other words, you will know how to the connected layer learns, and then learning patterns and using the pattern. So when we talk about the neural network and then training versus inference, all those things are key, not reading. I mean, you need to lay good hands on knowing them, using them, deploying them, integrating them, applying them, and appropriating them is very important. So these are key functional, foundational AI concepts that you must know. If not, you will really be in trouble. Okay. Beyond that, also that is the red one, like I mentioned there, that you need to know. Let's go to the blue side, right, which is the machine learning building block that I mentioned earlier. This talks about supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. So when we talk about supervised learning, like I mentioned, train with label data, right? Where you say, okay, this picture is this. With that is an input with a known, a predicted, or you already know this is the result. You use label data for that. Then you find hidden patterns. Hidden patterns can only be found by unlabeled data. Okay, and then that is unsupervised learning. Then reinforcement, you learn by reward or penalty. Okay, that kind of thing. So enforcement learning. And so here, the key subject things you must know is that we evaluate the metrics, we overfit and underfit the data, and then feature engineering in terms of accurate prescriptions, recall, and all that. Then overfit or underfit. That talks about memorize versus fail to learn. Okay, and then making the data useful. That is, those are the things that must be learned. Okay, let's now come to the blue to the green box here, which is the Agentic AI that I mentioned earlier. Here talks about plan, act, and self-correct. So, for instance, an autonomous agent, right? Which autonomous agent plan, act, makes and even makes decisions, okay, based on information, setting of information, based on what they can remember, based on what they have planned. So remember, so we when we talk about the autonomous agents, it plans, it acts, it makes decisions. Then of course there is a memory, it has memory to store and even reuse the informations. And then it can do a critic, it can criticize itself, right? Like evaluate and correct the actions. Then the tool, it also tool use like connected API, browser, database to do the planning and then break stuff into complex. Like then you have the multi-agent, different agent doing different things and they are collaborating together. So this is very, very important for you to learn as things go by. Then when we talk about the generative AI, is very, very important. It's a key terminologies that we use these days, where you have the large language model, the LLM, and then the vision model, right? And so, which I mentioned is become key to understand the LLM vision model, diffusion model, multimodal model, embedding, and then hallucinations. Okay, so where you understand and generate text, which is very common, and then interpret image and video, which is coming on seriously now, and then you generate image and remove the noise, that is diffusions. Okay, and then multimodal, you use text, image, audio, and video together, and then the embedding, where you use numerical representations of text and virtuals, okay, like videos or pictures, that kind of thing. And then hallucinations in terms of inventing accurate informations. All those things are foundational things you have to learn. Let's go to this side now. Then you also need to know the AI system and architecture in terms of retrieval augmented generations, where you combine AI with your data, right? Maybe PDF, books, all those data that you have, right? And then they are deployed into what we call vector database, where they are stored. So these informations are stored here in a formatted way for you to search, and then it has embedded search embedded. It makes searching to become very important. Remember, and these are deployed to running models on the cloud. In fact, you can deploy it on the Azure Foundry, AI Foundry. You can deploy it on the Google Veritas area. You can deploy it on AWS SageMaker or even Bedrock to get some things done there. And then you can fine tune it, or even you can, if you have access to your own GPU in-house servers, you can actually fine tune this, and then on a lighter converse, customizations. And then in terms of parameter efficient tuning, use the light wave with customizations to customize the specific foundational model for specific tasks that you want to know. And so, as I try to round up, you must understand, must know AI tool and engineering. These are, let me show it very properly. I don't know if you can see, but these are two you must know. As we get into 2026, it's a tool you must know to get a good job, to get a good thing, you must know. So, and that is why we shout it every time so that we make sure that you know. So, in terms of large language model platforms, you have to know very well about OpenAI. Know if many people are familiar with ChatGPT. I'm not talking beyond ChatGPT. There are many features in OpenAI because OpenAI is a model. Then know very much about Google Gemini, Google agents, and all those things. Google is there. We have the Anthropy, they have the cloud, we have Meta, they build Llama and stuff. Know about them very well. It's very important. It's a must to know. It's not, if you are in engineering like myself, it's a must to know. If not, you're in trouble. Okay. And then we also have the AI assistant tool, right? We have the Microsoft Copilot, have ChatGPT, Perplexity, Rake AI. A lot of them are there that you can use. So know how to use it, not only just to type some, know how to apply it to make your work to become very productive in whatsoever things you are doing. Beyond that, we have the image tools, we have different image tools, stable diffusions, runaway gens 2 and 3, Adobe Flyers, and all those things for images. Beyond that, too, for the agentic area, we have the agentic AI builder, where you have the open AI agent, you can use it to build agent. You have the line graph, you can use it to build agent. We have the Crow AI, the autogens, and then the agent ops. These are used to build AI products. Agent product, agentic product. So please, I advise, if you are going to excel or you are looking for roles as we head into 2026, these are very important tools to know. Not only that, we also have the automation platforms like the Zapier's AI, Make.com AI, Notion AI, Airtable AI. These are automations platforms. And I just call few. These are just few. There are many of them out there. Then we have AI browsing and scrubbing tools that helps you to sort for informations. Have the browseless API files and agents plugs in, they are there. Then we also have tool that is very core for engineers, okay, which is machine learning frameworks like TensorFlow, like the Keras, JAX, PyTorch. They are very important, okay. If you have skill and know all this, you know how to use them, not only reading and defining. You know how to use this tool, you will not have problem at all as we go into 2026. Then data tools like Pandas, NumPy, Polars, and DocDB, they are very important, and many other things in this domain. Then we talk of model serving like Hugging Face inference, and then the Versus AI and the model, either the Versus AI from NVIDIA and the rest. They really, from other people, they really help you to get. Then we also have models serving like I mentioned, NVIDIA names. The many of them are there. Like can use then vectors, vectors database like the Pincon, the Webtails, and then all of them. There are many of them. The Mivos. They are all of them. They are many of them. They are there that you need to know. They are all those jargon place. And then the rack framework like the LangChain, LangIndex, and then the H logs. There are many there that you really, really, really need to know. Then the embedding tools like OpenAI embedding, Vojade, AI, they are there that you can do. Then for search and retrieval, like the Elasticsearch, and then all this, and then monitoring, you also have different tools. All you need to understand is that 2026 will belong to those who understand how AI work, not just how to use it. The cheat that this cheat sheets give you a clear structure, like I've explained. And then, of course, want to thanks Vigadia for P. Vigadia, who put this together and does a lot of things. She is somebody that is vast in this area. So I crypt this um, her structure because it speaks for everything, and I'm using it here. She is actually used to be a developer advocate in Google, very senior. I think she's now in Microsoft, supporting the Microsoft AI portfolio. But again, 2026, by the grace of God, is going to be a wonderful year. But if you need to excel, understand very well that everything is moving. And since it's moving, you really need to begin to really look at it. And then you consider a lot of things that is happening. Okay. And then with that, you will be able to learn very well. And so please, if you do have questions, let me know. And then you can send us chat, you can send us email if you visit MVIT website, and we'll be able to really help you. Okay. And then while I'm talking, if you want to apply, quickly go ahead and do something. And it's key. I mean, we are here to really see how we can kind of assist you. We are here to see how we can really assist you, because the time is going very far, and then you must understand that there is no time at all. So you must do everything to possibly begin to really move to help. Okay. If you have questions, let me know. I'll be able to answer your question. If you have question, let me know. I'll be able to answer your question. Okay. If you have question, let me know. I'll be able to support you. I will also be able to answer any question that you have. Just know very well, there's another slides I want to quickly share with you. If you can also see, right, you need to take action today, right? You prepare for the agentic era, because job is being 85 plus job is being displayed. It's going to be displayed by very soon. 97 million new job is going to be created in this AI era, and then workers need to reskill. It is going to have serious impact in the economy. Okay. Do nothing, you are in trouble. Self-study, yes, you can learn, and but if you come to us, you have structure, instructor-led, 94% placement. So if I were you, I will quickly click here, go to MVIT website, and then apply for the course. Once again, thank you very much.